Welcome into Point Blank, brought to you by Fitz Roofing. I'm Brandon Strange, joined by ESPN Houston's Joel Blank. Joel, welcome in. Texans wide receiver Will Fuller met with the media this week. He spoke about his preparation during the offseason and how he plans to remain healthy this offseason. Let's take a listen.
I met a guy that I was working out with, just focusing on a lot of mechanical things, try to fix the way I'm running, just fix my posture, just little things that can go a long way if you stay on it throughout the season.
Joel, can Fuller unlock a healthy season by making these mechanical adjustments?
I'm not going to say he can't, because what we've realized recently in sports is with biomechanics, science, physics, and all the different ways that you can research and use video, there are ways that you can reinvent the wheel, and you can help athletes that have had some long-standing issues. And you see the amount of players that prepare for the NFL draft that work with specific coaches, whether it be a running coach or a receivers coach or a dietitian or all the different things that they do and they work with, and then you see the results coming out. A kid might be just so-so in college, but because of the work that they've done with personalized coaching and with technology and with science, whether it be changing their diet to changing the way they may walk, run, jump, or do the things that they've done for the most of their lives, if they are steadfast and they're able to stay with the regiment that's put out there and they're able to do the things that are being requested of them, you can have some pretty positive results. And you hope with all the things that have happened with Will Fuller, what do you have to lose?
No, absolutely. There can be some dangers of these mechanical changes, especially to an injury-prone player. But before we get into that, why don't you give us a word from our video sponsors at Fitz Roofing?
Absolutely. We love the people at Fitz Roofing. They're dedicated to the people of Houston, Texas. We know with the rains we've had recently, whether you have a leaky roof or you want to put a whole new roof on your business or your home, there's only one place to go. It's Fitz Roofing. Best ratings in the business and the best warranties with the best product. 832-521-3001 gets you a free, no-obligation inspection. They come to you free of charge and tell you what they can do. And then if you want them to come back, you get back in touch with them. They do fantastic work. It's Fitz Roofing, making a difference, one home at a time.
Joel, there definitely can be some dangers of making mechanical adjustments, especially with an injury-prone player. Justin Verlander comes to mind. Not that he's injury-prone, but kind of talk about some of these dangers.
Well, muscle memory and habit. From the time that we come out of the womb and get taught to run for the first time or walk for the first time, and then we start playing sports and start realizing from a muscle memory point of view, how do I run? How do I throw? How do I catch? How do I do these things? And then once you figure it out, you do it the same way over and over again. Just like it's set in your mind, your body gets set a certain way. Your muscles get formed a certain way, all to support the way that you go about doing that business. When you start changing it, the positives are maybe you can prevent injury and maybe you can do something differently than you've done in the past when you haven't got the results you desired. But on the flip side, you mentioned Verlander, or I mentioned Zion Williamson. You take a guy of his physical specimen, of the way he goes about his business, and you tell me that a team's going to tell you, we're going to teach you how to run again, how to walk again, how to jump again. Easier said than done. You may try and have all the best interest in your heart and your mind, but having someone being able to do that when your body's conditioned a certain way, and then when you do that, you start taxing different parts of a muscle or different parts of your body that you may not have used as much in the past because of the fact that you were doing it a different way. Now you might break down in a different area. So for Will Fuller, let's hope that he learns to do these things and it prevents injury. His people on his training staff have to pay close attention to the other muscles surrounding it that are going to be used more now so that they don't break down or have issues.
If Will Fuller can unlock a mostly healthy season, let's say he plays at least 12 games, how big is that? What's the difference there between a Texans team that has a Will Fuller and a Texans team that doesn't?
Well, you think about the fact that when he was there versus when he wasn't on the field for the Texans in the last couple of years, the statistics are through the roof. And not just individual statistics when he had multiple touchdowns and 100-yard games, but the fact that the team won on a consistent basis. They had a deep threat, but they had a guy that was tough to cover, that whether he was going down the field or just doing other routes that helped to move the chains, he was very successful for the Texans team. When he's out of the lineup, they were a totally different team. They struggled in the win column, and it made a huge difference. Brandon Cooks, along with Kenny Stills, have been go-to number one type receivers for other teams in this league. If they're as good as advertised, and you add having Will Fuller there more times than not, and a Randall Cobb, who's an experienced veteran receiver, now your receiving core and the receivers as a whole give Deshaun more options, more weapons, and more ability to succeed. And that's got to be a good thing for the Houston Texans.